Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm joined by Reece. We're going to do a quick little New Year's Day podcast. First of all, Reece, how was your Christmas?
Yeah, it's decent. Obviously, couldn't see all the family and stuff, as you know, most people would have had. But despite that, it was a lovely day, and I ate my body weight in turkey and gammon, so it was fantastic.
Yeah,
How was yours?
pigs and blankets have ruined me. I've gone from 69 kg to 73.2. My big boy.
Bloody hell! Yeah, no, it's Christmas, man. It's Christmas.
Exactly. I've started 5k runs again, which I'm not enjoying. In 45, where I'm not allowed outside the house. Cheers, Boris.
Cheers, bother.
So yeah, should we start? Should we get
Let's do
into
it.
some of the biggest points of this year? First of all, what are you dabbling on this New Year's Day podcast? What are you drinking?
What am I drinking? Oh, mate, absolute mental one today. I'm drinking a cup of tea.
Excellent.
How have I taken it? Milk, no sugar. Sweet enough. What about you? What you got?
Old moot cider, strawberry and
Oh.
pomegranate. Start, you mean, to go on. So
No,
we'll start with obviously January because that's how most years start.
most
Even
of the
though
time.
this one has felt like about 4 years wrapped into one with the amount of stuff I've got written on my list here.
Yeah.
And talk about, I was going to go Australian bushfires, but that really started at the end of 2019. So I was like, obviously a bit of a madness. But we're going to start with the royal family and hashtag Megxit. Harry and Meghan announcing they're leaving the royal family on the 8th of January. I'm not really someone that cares about the royal family, so I'll let you take this one away on your thoughts.
I'm sort of similar. I do remember I remember being like 14 watching the royal wedding between William and Kate and being like, wow. And of course, it's just been. I think this will probably tie in really to what we'll talk about later. Sorry, but ever since Meghan's married in to the family, she's just been getting abuse for no other reason than probably because she's black, which is just awful. And even though Harry is born into royalty, the guy he's still a human being. He can marry who he wants, who he loves. Same as Meghan.
Exactly.
And they've fallen in love. Like who gives a toss? Just let them be, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they I can't quite remember when they married, but they have been married a while, and it just
especially with the turmoil they've had this year with obviously her having a miscarriage and stuff like that. But obviously, me being a conspiracy theorist at times, have looked into why everything's happened, and I'm not going to go into that because we could be sat here till next January.
The cows come home.
Yeah, the cows come home to roost. Cows come home to roost. I need to stop drinking.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it is.
I think ultimately, the two of them have just had enough of being in the spotlight, getting scrutinised for just stupid things, especially Meghan. Like, you see, whole articles written like, Meghan doesn't get out of a car in the right royal way, opens her own door. I'm pulling stuff out my ass, but just stupid stuff like that. That whole article was being written about. It's like, really, just let them be. They're just human beings. And fair play to them for just calling it a day.
Exactly.
Life's too short.
Exactly, especially with. I love that interview where he goes, "Oh, if you knew the stuff that I knew, you would leave as well," which is almost akin to his mother's interview where she's like, "There's 3 of us in this relationship." It's he knows something that he's not allowed to say but wants to say it, and I fucking love that.
Yeah, Harry seems like I'd go for a pint with Harry, to be fair, and Meghan.
I'm always down for a pint, we know that, and I'll definitely go with both of them.
Good those
But-
to talk about, but yeah.
Yeah. That was on the 8th of January. On the 9th of January, the whole day after, the World Health Organization announced a deadly virus has come out in Wuhan, China, the coronavirus.
Wow.
Personally, I don't think it's affected the year that much. If you're playing bingo today, you've got COVID.
Yeah. That's weird, isn't it? Because you're saying that got announced on the 9th of January. And the lockdown here didn't happen
Till
for
mid
2
March.
months after that. 2 and a bit months even. Because I remember...
Yeah, because that's the mad thing, isn't it? It's so mad.
I remember like my last like normal weekend, if you like. I went clubbing, and that was on the 4th. Even after then, I went to Poland in February, and then like had a text. You've been to Europe. Watch out! You might have caught the coronavirus. And I was like, that's silly.
Well, this is the
Silly
thing.
Coronavirus. I just thought it'd be like, like swine flu or Ebola, where it just sort of was like, oh, that sounds scary, but then went away. But obviously, ultimately, that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I went to Amsterdam with Ellie, Katie, and Sully, and we got back the Monday, and I think it was by the Thursday, they were like, "Yeah, we're going into lockdown." And I was like, "I've just come back from Amsterdam. What do you mean?" But I remember getting off the plane and landing back in the lovely place of Luton. I'm not going to say anymore. The lovely place of and we got off the plane, and there's like police and everything around, and we're there like, why is there like loads of? They're like, has anyone flown in from Amsterdam? And we're all there going, what have we done? What did we do? What did we do?
We brought paraphernalia back with us.
Yeah. Shit. And they were like, yeah, if you come back from Amsterdam, you fly through. I was like, sweet. We got out well quickly, and then about 4 days later, they're like, lockdown for you fuckers. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But
my God.
It's been a mad one.
It was so weird. Because obviously I referred to that weekend when I went clubbing. All the football matches got cancelled that weekend.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they're all going to be cancelled. They were just like, oh, we're just going to cancel it and just see what happens. At the time, I was working at MK Dons, and after that weekend, I came to work, had 3 days in work. No one knew what the fuck was going on. And then on the Wednesday, they were like, can you take 4 days holiday? And then, we'll sort of see what's going on after that. And then during those days, it was like, boom, furlough. And then I didn't come back to work for like another 2 months after that. It's just
I was working at Nando's at the time, and I remember we all sat there and we're like, what's going on, what's happening, what country's doing what, which country, this country's doing that, this country's doing that. And I've boiled it down to us reacting so late to everything as to why England have been in such a bad way. I've been very outspoken on certain social medias, including one post that actually I think got taken down by Facebook. 15
Zuckerberg's like, oh,
no. I managed to use many bad words in one sentence. But yeah, we've seen famous people like Trump, Boris, was it Tom Hanks catch it, and then all of a sudden The Rock catches COVID, and he does this it's almost so classy. He was like, me and my family have tested positive for COVID-19. It's like, if anyone could get COVID and be absolutely fine, it's The Rock. He did not look fucked at all. He was sweet as a nut. I know my mum's had it. I've probably had it because there was a time when I was ill in February, and I was dying ill. But this was before anyone knew what it really was in the UK.
Yeah.
And like, oh, you feel a bit sick. Oh well, get on with it. You're English. Get back to work, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then about 3 weeks later, nobody move. Don't do anything, sort of thing, wasn't it? It was mental.
I was so glad you're the same. I was so glad I had a dog to walk during lockdown.
Yeah, same. I'm
Big
telling you
dogs
now.
take on long walks. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Gosh.
That's
yeah.
the thing. My
But yeah,
dog's
flipping
never been
COVID.
so happy. It's like someone posted. I'm in a few like Facebook meme pages, and someone posted in it was like, "People 2020 so shit," and dogs in 2020. This year's been amazing. My owner's been home all the time.
Yeah.
Like so true. But yeah, I think we should move on to our next point, which is still in January, right? And it's one that, as a basketball fan, I'm a Boston Celtics fan, and still rocked me, was Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi's death and the other people on the helicopter. That was only the 26th of January. And I remember sitting at work when the news came out, and I was there like, because it was, I can't remember who put the news out, but it was there like, yeah, you're not trusted, jog on, mate. And then every other news article started picking up on it, and you were there going, holy shit. Like, people asked me to explain how Kobe Bryant was. It was like, if you put Gazza's raw talent and David Beckham's commercialization into one person, that is Kobe Bryant. And he was fucking phenomenal at everything.
And just an all-round top bloke as well.
Yeah.
And it was such a shame. I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but even I was like, quite sad about it. I'm like, really? Like, Kobe Bryant, that's awful. Like, an absolute legend. Just generally.
He managed to cross everyone knew who he was. He wasn't just, he's a basketball player. Everyone knew who he was. And I think that's what made it a bigger thing, is everyone knew who he was. But yeah, that was definitely a bit of a mad one. I'm going to skip a few months forward before bringing it back to another massive celebrity death. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
obviously absolutely mental, because no one knew what he was battling with colon cancer, and obviously losing his battle after 4 years, it was so weird to hear it, because everyone was like, he's almost superhuman because of the people that he had played recently, including Black Panther. Everyone was like, he is a living Superman.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I learned from that as well, because I remember seeing a photo of him, because obviously he kept it so private. There was this one photo of him where he didn't look well at all, and it was going around on Twitter and stuff, and it was like, he's looking like the Crack Panther. And I remember laughing at that and finding it funny, but now obviously I feel like terrible about it, and it just taught me, like, you never know what people are going through, and just what an incredible bloke he was. How many, all those, just the Marvel films alone that he was in during that time. Obviously the Black Panther standalone movie, and then the Avengers ones as well. Whilst battling that, like, what achievement for an incredible man.
Yeah, and the fact that even like a lot of the people that he worked with never knew either, and the fact he was going to hospitals and seeing children with cancer, and like people were saying, he's inspiring the kids, but a lot of people now, after looking at it, go, maybe he was taking inspiration off of them as well.
Yeah, it's like a two-way thing. Yeah, who knows? You might have even said to a couple of the kids secretly, like, I'm battling this too. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
it just seems to come out of nowhere. But then, obviously, for him, it had been a long battle, and just he did incredible to battle for that long. Really, what an incredible man, an incredible actor, and an inspirational man. I remember watching this Disney put out this tribute video about him. I remember watching.
I remember watching that.
Yeah, had a little cry.
Mate.
Yeah, that was powerful. What a man. Yeah, and yeah, just 2020 striking again. Really, it felt like at that point.
Exactly. It was like, I remember there was two things that brought, like, for celebrity deaths that brought me to tears. One was that Disney thing that you talked about, the tribute, and the other one was I don't think you might have heard it, but the True Geordie did a podcast with Lawrence McKenna, who he works with, and they spoke about Kobe. They spoke about how good he was and how he was as a person and stuff like that. I sat there because I was opening Nando's the day after that podcast came out. It was the first time I was listening to it, and I sat there and I'm like cutting cucumbers and tomatoes, and my manager's like, "Are you alright?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Leave me alone." Like, proper emotional.
Shouldn't be cutting onions.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just cutting cucumbers and I'm crying. It's the smell. But from two massive deaths to a rumoured death, Kim Jong-un was rumoured to have died on April the 15th, but then 20 days later, he was pictured alive. I remember I remember the amount of memes where it was just like, "Welcome to the Gulag." Welcome to the Gulag.
It was so weird because it was so widely, like, worldwide spread fake news, Well, not quite Chinese whispers, Korean whispers, but North Korean. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Nice.
Just so weird, and because there was talk that his younger sister was going to be the one to take over. Apparently, she's like even worse than him. So it was just so weird.
I was watching 8 out of 10 Cats when they do the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. And Jimmy Carr was like, "Oh, what did South Korea say he weighed at the time of his death?" And everyone was like, "I don't know." They were like, apparently he died at 130 kg and was died of a heart attack. Right, and then 20 days later, he's like, pictured like, "Yeah, man won in the Gulag, bro." Man made it.
He clutched in the Gulag.
Came in clutch in the Gulag. Welcome to the Gulag.
I can just imagine like his sister's just about to be sworn in, and then he just turns up like, "I'm back, bitches."
No, talking of that, I got sent a meme once, and it was a guy paragliding on a wheelchair. And it was like Stephen Hawking coming back from the Gulag to defeat Corona. And it just had like really hard bass music in the background as he's just coming down.
Yeah, memes have kept me going this year.
Yeah, memes have kept me going, brother. Another massive thing. Slide away from the rumoured death back to another death. I know, very dark, but the death of George Floyd, which really kick-started the Black Lives Matter movements. I know I was, as well as a lot of people at Nando's were, everyone at Nando's was at the time. We were very behind the Black Lives Matter movement. Some of the people went to the protests and stuff for Black Lives Matter and stuff like this. And we took part in a lot of stuff. And I remember that really, like, in the middle of such a fucked up year, flipped everyone into, it was almost, we should be fighting for something together, not against each other.
Yeah.
And you've seen it with the likes of Tommy Robertson fleeing the country after getting abuse. people tearing down statues, rightly or wrongly, of slave owners, and that whole riot period in both America and England. I just wanted to touch on that quickly because it is very difficult to speak about it without obviously offending a lot of people. And that's the last thing we want to do, because I know I stood for Black Lives Matter and still do, and I know you do.
Yeah, absolutely, 110%.
Like, it was, I would say, the death that changed the world this year, and it should not have been a death at all.
No, it's so avoidable, and just showed what's wrong with the powers that be.
Exactly.
And in just how the world was going anyway, people, a load of people just decided enough was enough.
Exactly.
And it was quite.
It's like we saw. Yeah. It's like we saw in 2016, Colin Kaepernick will take the knee for the first time during the national anthem. And it was brought up on Sky a little while ago that the guy that spoke to him that was like, don't sit down during the national anthem, take a knee if you want to make a real standpoint. And ironically, or not ironically even, that has become the picture of everyone standing together against racism. You see it in the Premier League, you see it all the way down the English league system, you see it in America. I know one of my favourite ever footballers, Thierry Henry, take a knee for 8 minutes and 36 seconds during a Montreal Impact game, obviously the team that he manages. And I haven't watched the documentary on Sky, because I know if I watch it, like, I'll almost be too emotional about it because of how it has changed everything in the right way, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been like if when we're old men and someone goes, "Oh, what were the two biggest things you remember from 2020?" It'd be the coronavirus and the Black Lives Matter movement, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
One obviously crap, and one very positive, springing from such a negative situation.
And you've rounded up basically what I was trying to say and mumbling across, because I didn't know how to word it, because obviously trying to word it in the right way. But yeah, you've worded it completely rightly. Like, we've taken a positive from such a negative situation and pushed on, and it's phenomenal that we've been able to do that.
I like how it wasn't like a fad either. It wasn't just people hopping on the trend. Like, it's still relevant now, months, like 6-7 months later after the incident, and it's still, and hope, and I sincerely hope that that's just, we don't just forget about it. But I feel like that won't be the case, which is very, very positive, and great that it wasn't just like people just hopping on a trend, like, oh yeah, Black Lives, it's people actually genuinely caring about it, which is brilliant.
Exactly, and that's what it should have. The fact that it's come to this, that it's taken till 2020 and a death as big as this to kickstart this, I think is very poor in the first place. Yeah. But it's good now that we put the stuff in the right places to go on and do everything properly. So, like, we still see, like we saw Crystal Palace star Wilfried Zaha get racist abuse messages from, I think it was like a 13-year-old boy on Instagram. We've had a couple other players get it, and they're doing the right things in airing out the fact that it's happening, and they're putting a light on the fact of this shouldn't be happening. And we've sort of almost got to teach it out of those people that think it's right.
Yeah, it's so weird because hate isn't. You're not born with hate. Hate is taught. So
exactly.
it's got to, unlearn these, awful ideas that get put into, like you said, 13-year-old boy like sending racist messages. Like, just what the hell? Like, it's mental. It's mental to think that is happening still into, like, say, in 2020. And I feel like with the George Floyd thing as well, if someone hadn't filmed that, then there would definitely be a whole load of people that would have denied that even happened. But there's no way you can deny it because it was caught on camera.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go on to not a slightly better note, but a different thing that happened this year, because obviously 2019 was the year of Jeffrey Epstein. 2020, we had a whole month to Ghislaine Maxwell, who got arrested in July, obviously on 2 sex trafficking charges. Obviously, Jeffrey Epstein's a right-hand woman, you'd say. I know I watched the documentary Filthy Rich, Jeffrey Epstein, that was on Netflix. Fantastic series. Spoke to some of the victims. I was expecting her to get killed off when she magically got COVID in a secure prison with no contact with people. But yeah, she got arrested in July, which added another mad spin onto this fucked up year.
Yeah, it's it's just every single month almost seems to have something.
Yeah, well, I've got it here because obviously I've written a lot of this down. January 8th, January 9th, January 26th, March, April, July, August, September, October, November, December.
Wow. Yeah, it's been relentless, to say the least. Yeah, no, surprised. Yeah, surprised. Surprised she wasn't killed off like Jeffrey Epstein. Well, there's no way. There's no way that he. Obviously, this is 2019. There's no way that he committed suicide. That's just
right. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. And if you want to see more on stuff with Jeffrey Epstein, obviously go to the Netflix documentary or go to an amazing person called Sean Atwood. I need to send you his link, Reece. Basically, he went to prison and did, I think it was like 15, 20 years for drug trafficking. He was like massive into ecstasy and stuff like that. And now that he's out of prison and stuff like that, he's done stuff on 6ix9ine. He got hold of Jeffrey Epstein's black book with all the contacts in. He's actually been to the house where Prince Andrew had that famous picture with the white balcony and stuff like that. And he's actually called the people in the phone book. So his channel is fucking amazing. So yeah, I'll send you that later. And if anyone else wants to go look at it, just search Sean Atwood on YouTube, and it will come up with loads of stuff because he does a true crime podcast. It is fucking phenomenal. But yeah, I was expecting her to get killed as well. Not gonna lie. I know that me and obviously your brother Luke, stepbrother Luke, were putting on Instagram, don't worry, she'll be dead in a week, and stuff like that.
I remember seeing.
Because it was just expected, wasn't it? So, but yeah, another mad twist in that year was the West Coast wildfires that burned millions of acres, obviously on the west coast of America. Very similar to the Australian bushfires, but this one I think was started from it was reportedly started from a gender reveal party, which, yeah.
For fuck's sake. Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. I know. How gender reveal party, That's, yeah. I mean, especially, I'm not sure what the sort of restrictions due to COVID have been like in America. They've seemed pretty relaxed from what I've seen, but the fact there's a party going on anyway in a pandemic. Yeah, I don't know. I think it can't have just come out of nowhere. The fact that they're saying it started from a gender reveal party. Is it just is another wrinkle on this on 2020?
Exactly. I've been joined by the dogs who have burst into the room in 1 second.
Oi.
Oh, that's staying in because I'm too lazy to sort it out. Yeah, another thing that fucked me off in America was Jake Paul beating Gibber on the 30th of Jan. I stayed up to watch Gib and Eason Gibb get dropped 3 times in the space of about a minute. And then I also stayed up, you might have seen the video, Reece, because, on this channel, about Jake Paul sleeping Nate Robinson. So that was another American thing that annoyed me. But the American thing that has cheered, I think, all of us up is Joe Biden becoming president-elect.
Yeah. Thank God. I mean, the counting lasted like 5 days.
3 weeks. It seemed to last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they announced it, and it was like, oh yeah, but there's other votes that aren't in yet until this date, and they're going.
That's right. That's right. It was like 5 days till Biden had like an unassailable lead, but the actual counting itself hadn't been finished. But
yeah,
I don't remember it taking that long last time.
No,
2016, but I don't think I was watching it as closely in 2016 as I was this year.
We all looked at it and just went, Trump's not going to win.
Please, not another 4 years of that clown.
Yeah. Don't worry, if you drink bleach, it kills coronavirus.
Yeah. I literally bought bleach yesterday. So certainly not for the toilet, just kill the corona.
Exactly.
But I think we saw there was lots of emotional sort of monologues, if you like, on American news channel from various people, just really showing how much hope Biden's successful campaign has instilled in minorities in America, and they feel like safer, which is just so crazy, isn't it? And ties in with Black Lives Matter, but just all sort of non-whites in America were being marginalised for the whole of Trump's time. Well, he was just a bigamist, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And it's just mad that a guy like him got in the first place. But lightning doesn't strike twice. Thank fuck. Yeah. It's the best way to summarise it. But yeah, that was a great way to sort of end the year, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, an even better way to end the year was the COVID vaccine being rolled out.
Oh my God, yeah.
Thank fuck.
Yes. So it's in the 6 figures now, isn't it, in the UK of people that have already had it, which...
I know one of my old football coaches, Jason, has gone and had the vaccine so far, so that we're getting it out very quickly. Obviously, as of today, the Oxford vaccine is sort of been clinically proven and stuff like that, so it's good. It's a good start. So hopefully we can get it out quickly and get everything done.
Yeah, so it's obviously this is rough things, but obviously only 1 in every 350 people's had it so far in the UK, but it's a start. Obviously there's these restrictions, man, it's just been dealt with so crappily here. Like, you know, my stepsister Kaylee's in New Zealand having a mad time. Probably hasn't even thought about.
She left November last year, because I remember one of her last nights out when we all went out, and it was just like a mad piss up because she was like going to New Zealand. We're like, oh, okay, we'll see you at some point, like whenever it is. And it was like, yeah, we won't see her for a while because New Zealand are absolutely fucking fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm so jealous, and they're in the summer right now.
Yeah, exactly as well. And we look like we're going to get snow in Milton Keynes at some point.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. But you know, the future looks bright for 2021.
Yeah.
You know, this is coming out on New Year's Day, isn't it? So
yes, we'll be in 2021.
Yeah. You're watching right now. It's 2021. We've got out of 2020. You know, let's not say that COVID just expires at midnight on New Year's Day, but it can't be as bad as this year. And there's a vaccine now.
Exactly.
And start getting rolled out, and hopefully, I can't really predict what's going to happen with coronavirus because you know it's quite unpredictable. But I will just say, hopefully, it
will be safe.
It'll be done. It'll be safe. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine like you've had the vaccine. You can just go out and not have to worry about COVID, especially, you know, if you're a vulnerable person as well.
Yeah.
That's just like, wow.
Well, look at what Spain are doing. They're doing like a register of everyone that refuses the vaccine. So I think they won't be allowed to football or sporting games or allowed to leave the country and stuff like that until they have it done, which is probably what we should do here.
Yeah.
And then I think to end 2020, we've got to pick out our favourite moment from 2020.
Okay. 2020. Okay. I reckon August was around, like, in the UK, it was like, I've referred to that sort of time of the year as like the half time from the pandemic when Eat Out, Jump Out and stuff was going on. And Arsenal won the FA Cup. That was a good day. I remember watching that at the pub with my dad.
Yeah, it was. I was watching it in the Nando's kitchen with a friend of mine, Paige, who literally was hugging me for about 5 minutes as I was almost in tears when the full-time whistle went. Because I was like, finally, we've done something.
That was a good day. Day I found out I was getting on my course to train to become a primary school teacher was a pretty good day. So I left MK Dons and then later found out that I would have been made redundant if I'd stayed as well. Because when I resigned, they were like totally shell-shocked. And I was like, lads, just, you know, I wasn't going to stay here forever. And then I found out I would have been made redundant anyway. So it's like vindication in a way. Because I felt like a bit, not like because I wanted to do it, but I felt like a bit mental, like leaving a full-time paying job in a, you know, in a worldwide pandemic. But, you know, you just got to take the leap. Go for what you want to do, boy. So that was a good one as well. So that's a good highlight as well.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds, Reece. I need to go for a wee. I'm going to stop the recording quick while I go for a wee.
Yeah. That's hairy, man.
So, yeah, you've had quite a good year, obviously, getting on your course. Obviously, leaving before getting made redundant is massive as well. Like I obviously made a massive step from a secure job at Nando's where I was a buddy trainer. I'd gone for supervisor the year before and been told these are the bits you can improve on. And I was like, I'm not getting enough hours here. And I moved and went to a pub, which have been giving me loads of hours.
Yeah, see, boy.
But if I don't say getting engaged as my highlight of the year, I think she'll kill me when she watches this. So.
I think, yeah, might be strung up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's up there. That's up there. Obviously, starting the channel was a massive one because it was like a project I've always wanted to do properly, and obviously starting it with you and Bart and having Will and Rachel there to start it with, and have that as a project is pretty cool. It's been pretty fun actually.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can do this more often, because I'm thinking in 2021 what we should do is like a podcast a month. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm on board with that. Yeah, we had quite a few, and then they dried up a bit, but we'll be back.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my New Year's resolution: to do a podcast a month for you. There you go. Nice and easy.
And then when you're back in MK in the summer, hopefully my other resolution that comes through is buying the first house, and we'll have somewhere to actually record it as well instead
That'd
of
be
over
mad.
Zoom.
In person, you know what?
Yeah. About that, you know.
Yeah.
So going on to New Year's resolutions, I think that's the best way to end this. What
Lovely
are
segue
yours?
there. Well, I'll hopefully become a qualified teacher in June. You know, if I don't fuck up my course, it's a pass-fail thing. So hopefully, I'll be all sweet as enough. But yeah, no, I'll become a qualified teacher. I don't know where I'll end up teaching. Hopefully, it will be back in Milky Beans. And then
Do you want me to get Becca to have a word with her head teacher? They're a private school. Have a word.
This guy. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, no, the idea is to move back in with the Marge for a bit. You know, she wants me back home anyway.
You'll have to be, especially not long till the wedding, is it? So
yeah. Oh my
you
god.
best be back.
My mum's getting married in September, so and I'm giving her away, so I've got to do a killer
speech.
So I can't get too drunk before that, and then after the speeches I can just get hammered. Yeah, so come qualified, get a job, and you know, have a great start to my NQT newly qualified teacher start, and then kick on from there is the idea for 2021 in terms of my
good lad
personal life. Maybe finally get laid again. It's been a while.
I've tried not to dig at you for so long.
Yeah, it's been a barren year.
The virginity has grown back, my brother.
Yeah,
it's okay, my slime.
I've had more. I don't know why I'm saying this on YouTube, but yeah, I've had more COVID tests than sexual encounters in 2020. So,
I hope your mum doesn't watch this.
Oh God! 2021 manifesting.
I'm not going to speak about my sexual encounters. If I speak, I'm in trouble. if I speak, I'm in trouble.
What's your goal for 2021 then, big man?
Run. So I've started running again. So what I want to do running wise is run 600 kilometers over the course of the year, which I think is very achievable. It's a 5k run every 3 days, really.
Oh,
obviously we'll lose the weight, banging. Buy a house, obviously the big one, because apparently I need to be a grown up.
Yeah, grown up. That is a big step. Engagement and mortgage, yeah. Bloody hell.
It's not worth it. Worth it.
Don't grow up.
I feel like Patch at fucking SE Dons. Free the patch. And another thing, obviously 12 podcasts, one a month. That'll be easy, as well as videos on top of that. I want this channel, as obviously we saw with Charlie's channel, Cancerous Humour, has reached 107 subs as of, I think, today of recording. So I want to hit 100 subs, because we've hit 54 in the first 6 months. So it's doable, but we have to actually release content, which, as you know me, Reece, I struggle with that. because we actually recorded an Among Us video, and I put it on my desktop and was editing it. And it didn't edit right, and then the fucking thing crashed, and I was like, "I'm fucking not doing this," and I had a little strop. So that was annoying. But yeah, hopefully 2021 we can get more videos out. We can do more stuff. Because another thing that I was talking to Amber about is when we get the house, doing live streams of fights. So like us doing the talk over of like all football. So like say
we fight to the death.
Yeah, just me and you just want to say fuck off. But like say the Eddie Hall versus 4 fight in whenever it's going to be, like doing a live sit down chat while the fight's on.
Yeah.
And doing like a version of that would be pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Naughty.
But yeah, hopefully we can do all of this in 2021. Come on.
Well, put it out there.
Yeah.
We have to deliver.
We just got to deliver on the promises now. But yeah, Reece, have you got any parting words?
I'm gonna leave you all with the slogan of my old primary school: "Aim high, always try."
Nice. My secondary school one was "If you believe, you can achieve." So we're on the same sort of thing.
God! So inspirational. Everyone's so inspired right now.
So inspired, bro. We're so woke.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of your New Year's Day special. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, share it, and peace.